Stay tuned for the biggest fish, the hottest bites, this week here on In-Depth Outdoors. With James Holst.
Look at that. Wow, is that an incredible fish?
And the rest of the IDO fishing team. We're headed to the best fisheries across the upper Midwest and Canada. We'll fish longer, explore unfished bodies of water, and go further off the beaten path in search of the hottest bites in fresh water.
Look at that.
With Cal Schwiel.
What a specimen.
And Joel Nelson.
Whoa, this is an absolute monster.
This is In-Depth Outdoors.
Good morning, everyone. James Holst here with In-Depth Outdoors, and we find ourselves mid-December, week 4 of our broadcast season, and we're still desperately searching for ice across much of Minnesota. And that's what today's show is all about. Joel Nelson and I get together, and we're committed to try to find a place to fish here in Minnesota, but to do so safely really is proving quite difficult. So we're going to start our day west of Bemidji, where there's some very small, low-lying lakes that are prone to winterkill. And the reason I point that out is winterkill lakes often freeze early. And that's what we're finding here today. We're going to fish a shallow lake that really maxes out at about 14, 15 foot of depth. And there's not a lot of structure in this lake, but it is known for producing some very large panfish. So that's where we start. Today on In-Depth Outdoors, it's Joel Nelson and I out on the water. I'm going to light up that auger and punch a bunch of holes, and Joel's going to follow behind and see if he can't put some big fish on the ice. Here today on In-Depth Outdoors.
Oh yeah.
Attaboy, Nelson.
First reasonable fish. Oh yeah. There we go. Yeah, he's not going to be the biggest one we catch today, but a great start. Beautiful kill. Yeah, you know they're good when they fill that palm. And it's just a slab, right? Boop, boop, boop. And I got to get down there. More fish down there.
Oh, I'm going to hop to the other side of you because I'm over here in the no-fly zone, the no-fish zone. Get him, Joel.
He just saw his buddy get took. I don't know how excited he is to eat. Here we go, guys. Nicer fish. Oh yeah. Nice. This is what we're here for right here. Big, beautiful bluegill. Shaped like a manhole cover, just as tall as it is long. It's just, look at that thing. Fills the hand and then some. Look at the overhang. Look at here, my little God-given measuring tool. Nice long fish. Just a different fish altogether than some of what we've been seeing. I can't say it enough that when you're fishing early ice like this, you're gonna run into gobs of fish. We've marked fish, all these holes that we're fishing, but not all of them are created equal on the mark, and we can see the thicker marks. And literally, I had to play keep away, up and down, away from those smaller fish that were all throughout the school to get the big one on the bottom, that fish to connect. And just like that, we're back in business. Oh God, I just got a pile. Unfortunately, I think this is one of the school fish that I was trying to avoid, but yeah, just a small crappie. But this is what's racing around. This little tiny thing is what's racing around with all those bigger gills. And I gotta play keep away from him to get after the ones I really want. Yeah. There we go. Yep. Nice little chunky gill. Look at that guy. Man, the hardest part about this bite up to this point has been playing keep away from small crappies and perch. And once you know your electronics, it becomes a little bit easier because you can literally fine tune the dial, the gain on this Markham, so that the thicker marks really do mean bigger fish. And it's almost just that simple. The smaller fish are gonna be more aggressive. They're gonna race up and down the dial. These bigger bluegills are very deliberate. Everything they do is slow, it's methodical, the way they stare down that bait. After you get a couple chances of practice with them, you know which one's which pretty quick.
Nearly 70 years ago, a simple idea was taking form in the heart of the ice belt. That idea was, if you combined a commitment to quality with a passion for the sport of ice fishing, you could build a better ice auger. From that idea, Strike Master was born, forever committed to innovation in the quest to build a lighter, more durable auger. Strike Master, powerful, durable, reliable.
New from Yamaha, outboards that combine VMAX SHO performance and reliability with a 25-inch shaft link. Introducing the VMAX SHO 150 and 250 horsepower outboards. Yamaha's VMAX SHO outperforms two strokes on hole shot, weighs less, and boasts up to 12% better fuel economy than competitive two strokes. This means multi-species boaters can enjoy the benefits that have made the VMAX SHO famous. Stop into your Yamaha dealer today and experience the game-changing VMAX SHO, now with a 25-inch shaft.
VMC's dominating line of panfish baits just got even better with the introduction of new baits molded from high-density tungsten, the miracle metal that offers the same weight as traditional lead at half the size. The platoon of new baits include the tungsten fly, fast-sinking VMC nymph and waxtail soft baits pre-rigged on VMC tungsten jigs, and the innovative tungsten chandelier jig that targets roaming panfish like a fish-seeking missile. The next time you hit the ice, tie on a tungsten, and you'll be fishing fast and taking names with VMC.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
Oh yeah, he is. Ooh, what are you? Ooh, oh yeah, here we go.
Did you get your McGill?
Got another nice one. Look at that. I think that one's gonna be right in that 9.5 inch mark again. We're getting there, James.
I'm starting to see some better fish over here now.
Boy, they are a different deal altogether, just like we've come to expect from bull gills. They act differently, they saunter into the bait differently, and they're certainly much more challenging to get to bite.
Yeah, no problem catching 6 and 7 inch bluegills.
Yeah, the ones that are racing up and down the graph, that's not the ticket. That's not what we're after. This is what we're after. It's just a lot more challenging bite, especially when there's competition. There's a lot of stuff going on the graph and everything's trying to get this bait. Well, you gotta play keep away from those little ones to get to this guy. Down he goes.
Oh, there he is. That feels more like a gill. We've been sorting through these perch and lots of smaller crappie today. You know, and it's not cold out, but we do have what we'd consider like, you know, cold front conditions here. High pressure anyway, and decent gill. My best fish of the day so far. Now this lake is known for kicking out some really big gills, but what we're seeing so far today is just some really lethargic fish. I've had to downsize a couple times. I've settled on that tungsten fly, which is a great, you know, bait when the fish are really kind of off. It looks really buggy, really grubby. You know, if I'm going to keep some fish, that's really probably the size that I'm going to want to take home, and I haven't had bluegill in a while, so I'm going to put that one on the ice, maybe take about another 8, 9, 10 of his brothers home with me, and I'm going to be set for a great meal. All right, that one's coming home with me. All right, so let's just talk a little bit about what we're using here today. We've tried some plastics, I've tried some small spoons. It's just not doing it today. Like I said, these fish are pretty lethargic. I'm fishing a 1/32 ounce tungsten fly. That's a new VMC bait this winter. And basically what it is just imagine kind of a soft hackle with a little bit of marabou tied on the shank of a tungsten jig. And it's just a real natural look in the water. I would call it something that's pretty darn buggy looking. And I've rifled through a few different colors so far. Pink, I've had a real natural kind of an olive color, and I've settled on this white. And what I was seeing was the fish just would not come in and really close the deal on the other colors. And this white is a color where they kind of come in a little bit more aggressively, but really for the most part we're seeing some fish that are very apprehensive so far today. So now to complete the deal, on a jig like this normally I'd kind of wad on 2 or 3 or even 4 little larvae, but like I said, these fish are real lethargic, so what's working best for me is just a single larva, nose hook him, let him trail off the end of that little tungsten fly, and that really seems to be the best approach right now. Hopefully later on in the day, if these fish fire up a little bit, we can get a little bit more aggressive, but right now it is small presentations and just the smallest little bit of live bait seems to be doing the deal. That's not a very big bait.
I got one tuned up. Oh, look at that. Oh, just bulldogging me.
Bluegill or a bassage?
Boom. Feels like a bluegill.
That's
just
awesome.
Going boom, 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 boom. Oh yeah, look at this. That is big. Boom. Just a hubcap. I wanted to loosen the drag on that one, James. Gills like this, James, get a pass from me every single day of the week.
I like it.
See, gorgeous. That's what I live for. I don't think it's any secret by now. I'm a panfish guy, always loved it. It really makes sense for first ice especially. We're on one of those lakes that simply freezes up before anything else does. Topographically, it's lower in elevation. That cold air comes from the surrounding hills, sinks in there, freezes this thing up. We've got just enough trees around it to keep the wind off of it. And for first ice, those are the lakes you're looking for. Almost always, if they're remote enough, when they're out in the sticks just a little bit, you got a better chance than most lakes at catching some quality panfish. So it's just a great recipe for early ice, big panfish. And I have more fish on the screen.
No matter what moves you, Seafoam works.
At Markham, we know being the leader in ice sonar performance doesn't mean we get to rest on our laurels. Introducing the new I-Series line of flashers. Every model in our new I-Series line combines a bright and vivid display with Markham's advanced sonar technology to produce flasher sonar units that offer a larger display and increased viewing angles without compromising Markham's legendary sonar performance. This winter, don't settle for anything less than an I-Series flasher from Markham, the most powerful high-performance flasher sonar units ever built. VMC's dominating line of panfish baits just got even better with the introduction of new baits molded from high-density tungsten, the miracle metal that offers the same weight as traditional lead at half the size. The platoon of new baits include the tungsten fly, fast-sinking VMC nymph and waxtail soft baits pre-rigged on VMC tungsten jigs, and the innovative tungsten chandelier jig that targets roaming panfish like a fish-seeking missile. The next time you hit the ice, tie on a tungsten, and you'll be fishing fast and taking names with VMC.
From the first time you pick up a tuned-up custom rod, you'll know you're holding something special. A rod not mass-produced, but built one at a time by the hands of gifted craftsmen. Rods like the Precision, ice fishing's most versatile multi-species rod, or the Precision Noodle with a tip so sensitive you'll never fish a spring bobber again. And the Commander, the rod that's never met a big fish it couldn't best. Tuned-up custom rods. Ice rods handcrafted for you and the way you fish.
No matter what moves you, Seafoam works.
I got a hot hole, Joel.
Nice.
Of course, about the first 6 fish out of it were crappies.
Yeah, I saw that rod bending over there quite a bit.
This is definitely a bluegill. He's behaving though. He's staying out of my transducer, which I like.
That doesn't sound like a bluegill.
No bluegill you ever met. Oh yeah, that's a nice one. Come here, buddy.
Oh yeah.
Very nice. Lit up there in the sun. Like I said earlier, we're starting to amass a pretty good pile of fish for dinner. You know, I've never really been able to figure it out. I only fish bluegill in the winter. I bet you I haven't fished bluegill on open water in ever, 20 years. But I love doing it through the ice, and I think it's got a lot to do with just, you know, being able to see them on the electronics, and you get to interact with that fish. And you know, bluegill, they're not big, but very often you get to, you know, a good adult bluegill. It can be kind of tricky to catch. They're savvy. And that interaction between those less than aggressive fish and being able to see what they're doing on your electronics makes them just a ton of fun to catch.
Absolutely, man. I couldn't agree more. It takes some patience to get after those big bulls. It's not that big a deal to crush those smaller fish, but to get the bull ones, you really gotta win the stare down, right?
It's definitely better for my self-esteem when I do outsmart the fish.
I think the best advice I could give a bluegill fisherman when you're chasing these trophy bull gills is to not worry if your interactions with these things are a minute, 2 minutes, 3 minutes long. When you're after those smaller fish, it shows up, it either eats or leaves in 3 to 5 seconds. But with these bigger fish, it takes a while, and you really have to keep your jigging motion set, not move too erratically, and literally stay with them for the duration.
What we've had to do is we've really, oh, look at that. We've really had to move around to find these gills today. Not a giant, beautiful eater. That one's gonna come home with me. First thing this morning, we were up just a few feet shallower, and we had those active fish. And then sun got a little bit higher, and it's like they just vaporized, couldn't find them. I dropped the underwater camera down on the LX9, and what I noticed was the water clarity is incredible. You get that camera down at the bottom in 16 foot of water, and you can see quite a distance. So it's pretty easy to figure out that up there in that area where we were catching fish on just really isolated vegetation, strand here, strand there, there wasn't a lot of cover. And I'm sure what it has everything to do with is this really high sun and that clear, that real high water clarity. Those fish were just looking for a little bit deeper water, something where they could cut down on the water visibility a little bit and hunt a little bit more effectively, because you know, when you get up shallow like that in that real clear water, the fish can see really well, but so can the prey.
Here we go.
Dun 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 dun. Dun 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 dun.
There we go. Got it, got it, got it.
That's a gilly.
What are you? Get out of the deucer. That's, oh yeah, that's a nice one. Ooh, that is a nice bluegill. And it's why we're here. Looks like James has got one too. We're on them, and you know, there's two really great ways to find trophy bluegill waters. I guess two conditions you could say. The first is in natural, remote lakes, hard to get to, difficult to access. There's simply less fishing pressure, so you grow big bluegills. But in this Winterkill situation, which is a lot easier for the majority of other anglers to find, you've got a situation where bluegills grow big because so much biomass is cleared out of the top end of the fishery that when these remnant populations survive a Winterkill, boom, 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 they grow up into that segment of the population and literally have growth rates that are off the charts. So these fish grow fast and they grow big very quickly. You know, a fish like that one, that was 9+, probably pushing that 9.5-inch category, and a fish like that gets a pass for me every day. We're keeping a few fish, but they're kind of in that 8 to 9-inch range, and I tell you, most people think you need a bucket full of bluegills to get a great meal. It's just not the case. In fact, last year I did a little experiment. I was on a bite for numbers, not size, and I kept 5 bluegills at 7 inches, made some fish tacos back home, and literally fed my whole family, wife and 2 hungry boys. So you don't need a ton of fish to make a great meal, and James is making that drag sing over there. It's got
just keep talking, I'll keep catching.
Hey, I like it, man. I gotta warm my hands up anyway. Woo!
VMC's dominating line of panfish baits just got even better with the introduction of new baits molded from high-density tungsten, the miracle metal that offers the same weight as traditional lead at half the size. The platoon of new baits include the tungsten fly, fast-sinking VMC nymph and waxtail soft baits pre-rigged on VMC tungsten jigs, and the innovative tungsten chandelier jig that targets roaming panfish like a fish-seeking missile. The next time you hit the ice, tie on a tungsten, and you'll be fishing fast and taking names with VMC.
New from Yamaha, outboards that combine VMAX SHO performance and reliability with a 25-inch shaft length. Introducing the VMAX SHO 150 and 250 horsepower outboards. Yamaha's VMAX SHO outperforms two-strokes on hole shot, weighs less, and boasts up to 12% better fuel economy than competitive two-strokes. This means multi-species boaters can enjoy the benefits that have made the VMAX SHO famous. Stop into your Yamaha dealer today and experience the game-changing VMAX SHO, now with a 25-inch shaft.
Nearly 70 years ago, a simple idea was taking form in the heart of the ice belt. That idea was, if you combined a commitment to quality with a passion for the sport of ice fishing, you could build a better ice auger. From that idea, StrikeMaster was born, forever committed to innovation in the quest to build a lighter, more durable auger. StrikeMaster, powerful, durable, reliable.
Come look at this, Joel.
Oh man, that's a pan fisherman's dream right there. Got it. Yes.
Had to do the double. Is he really there? Are you sure?
Well, and I think, it kind of brings up a good point.
That's a nice gill.
Beautiful.
Good eater.
If you jerk it up too quickly, you swing and miss big time. Fish of that caliber,
Done.
yeah, we don't get second crack at fish like that if you swing and miss. So what James was doing is lifting real slow to see if it was on and then drilling.
Feeling for him, basically.
That's smart, that's how you adapt in situations like this.
Well, it's kind of another one of the reasons we like the noodle rod so much. I mean, when you can see the down hit, you can see the up hit,
Yeah.
and then it's such a soft tip that you can actually kind of do that, because a lot of times we'll just inhale it and hold it to where you never actually see a deflection either way. So you're lifting that rod tip ever so slightly just to see for that hesitation. Is he there?
I'd love to grab a rod and do just what you're doing. We don't have many holes in this area, and what we've been noticing too is that if you move around too much on this ice,
it's about that thick.
So I'd rather observe you smash some of these fish than come over here and mess it up for you.
These fish are just not super aggressive. That one took it on the drop. That's another nice gill. But I've got a half dozen more gills sitting there.
That's a nice fish, bud.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, buddy.
Chubby little buddy. I like that. I like that a lot. I'll take my gloves off. Oh, come here, bud.
That's a big old red-breasted sunfish right there.
That's what we like. I'm gonna let that one go. I've probably got about 8 of them now.
Nice.
About that size there, that 7.5, 8-inch range. Just real nice eaters. This one's probably on the plus side of 9. I'm gonna let him go. Boop, pop that out. Whoa, stay out of the snow, buddy. I'm doing you a favor, you don't realize it. So just a super nice fish. I'll drop him back.
It's a great illustration. See how long that ear flap on that one is? That's definitely a male. He's got those pretty blue colors. Just a gorgeous looking fish.
All right, so I'm gonna let him go. I'm gonna fire right back. I mean, I've just got a monkey pile.
And I'm gonna sneak out of here.
You ever seen monkeys in a pile?
No, I haven't.
That's awesome.
No, cool. Monkey pile. I like the term.
Right.
Don't know what it means.
No, it doesn't really mean anything. It's just gonna be fun and you know it.
Here's a customer. Coming, coming, coming. Oh, that one took off running. Oh, I love fishing bluegills, and I really like fishing with this bait. That's that tungsten fly jig. It's brand new this year, and it really combines a lot of the the features on a traditional fly, which is something that's always worked really well. However, it's something that fishes very slowly. It's hard to work. I've fished them on dropper rigs before, and it's just not as easy to work with. But this thing, this tungsten fly, that bead right on the front end, it weights it, it makes it heavy, and so you've got that soft hackle that breathes and really entices those fish. But you've got it with the beauty of tungsten. It fishes fast, it fishes quickly. We can get it down in front of the fish's face, boom, set the hook, bring it up. I've always been a fan of small, soft hackle flies because of that lifelike motion, but they've always just been really tough to fish. So this jig really combines the best of both worlds, that enticement, yet the ease and ability to fish it just like any other jig in your box.
Got him, and there's more down there. And of course he found the transducer cord. Get that thing out of there. All right, there's a nice little gill. That'd be good eats. So he's gonna come home with me. And I think out of the 10 that I wanted to keep, I only need 1 more. So we're in pretty good shape.
Here we go. Oh, I hope this is a bluegill. Because if it is, it's gonna be good. No, 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 don't do that. Don't do that.
Oh no.
So sad now. It started out like a bluegill, the fight did.
I got a fix for it.
Yeah, I'm sure you do. Don't kick, yeah. You should stand back and just throw. Ah! What is that? Stop it, whatever you... Whoa.
It's a tarpon.
We found a secluded bonefish species.
He's very cold and misses home.
You know, the only bad part about this is, yeah, everything around here is not so good anymore. But hey, we fish with quality equipment, and this noodle rod, for a noodle, actually has quite a bit of backbone. And for 3-pound test, I am giving this fish as much as it can handle right now. Come up. Oh, that's actually a pretty good pike. If I was gonna be keeping pike, this is one that's big enough that you can actually get the Y bones out of it and make some pretty nice fillets. So I guess I shouldn't complain too hard. And I just barely hooked him by the corner of his skin. Well, this has been a great day of fishing, and if I don't catch another bluegill for the rest of the day, it's been a great day, and we've had a lot of fun chasing them, and this guy's just kind of added to the excitement. All right, leave my bluegills alone. You're fat enough.
All right, Joel. I think we better call an end to this thing.
We got a little hike left, don't we?
We got a little hike left, but we got just a little bit of sun left.
Yep.
We've caught a ton of fish today, had a lot of fun. Always enjoy fishing with this guy. You know, today's kind of a bittersweet day out here on the ice because we know things are going to get a little rough here in Minnesota, across the ice belt in general, over the next week with regards to temperatures. We found 3 inches of ice. This was not the only lake we looked at. Felt pretty good out here today, but next week at this time, I'm pretty sure it's going to be a mess.
I consider ourselves lucky to be able to get out to this ice sheet because we drove by so many lakes that had nothing.
The silver lining about first ice this year is it's going to happen multiple times. So if you didn't get it right your first day out, you're going to get a couple cracks at it. So, you know, we've shared some pretty cool ideas here about how to find big bluegills on what most would consider pretty marginal bodies of water. It's actually a mainstay of our approach to find the big gills in our TV shows. Did we catch the 11 inchers today? No, we did not. But this is our first day on ice in Minnesota, and with that in mind, I think we did all right.
Yeah, absolutely.
So from Joel and I, thanks for watching. We have no idea where we're going to be next week, but it will not be in Minnesota. So thanks for watching. We'll see you next week.
For more info on the latest fish reports, gear recommendations, and hottest techniques, connect with us online at in-depthoutdoors.com or follow us on Facebook at In-Depth Outdoors. And if you enjoyed today's show, be sure to let our sponsors know.